to dive into today is what do I say when? And some of you left some ideas on the post. Thank you guys for that. What I did was I literally, as I always do, just went out and said, what do you say when you're trying to attract somebody to something you're selling? And God was good. He delivered. I landed on something. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is good. So as you guys know, pretty much everything I do, I just borrow from someone else and get the most mileage out of it. So I don't even know who wrote this stuff, but it's good. So we're going to jump in. What we were talking about was really adding to our vocabulary some really key words that stuck in our mind. The sentences will follow if we've got that keyword in our mind. And when I was reading through this article, they were tying some percentages to the chances of increasing the sale or the attraction based on using certain words. And I love when they bring numbers and words collide. I love it. So we're going to dive in. They gave, I think it was 14 words that when we use them in our conversation, it's going to attract people. It's going to seal people. It's going to create connection. And bottom line, it's just going to increase our sales and our ability to sell the product. So let's jump in. The first word they used was advantage. So if you think about the word advantage, I mean, all of these words, I can see why they work because I want to have an advantage over my competitors. And so, so I was thinking, okay, how would I use this word advantage in my conversation? So what gives Juice Plus an advantage is the fact that our research has been done on our actual product. And I don't know if any of you saw in Voxer the post that I made. I can't even remember what partner shared this, but they said, we've been hearing a lot about balance of nature, and it talks about research. And to me, that one, I've never had another product. I'm like, oh gosh, that looks just like Juice Plus. But and remember this terminology, their research based on, I haven't personally researched it, but based on a Voxer from another partner, is not on their actual product. So that's called structure function research. So when talking to your prospect, I would go there. Now, we never want to bash any other product, but you go back and talk about Juice Plus. What gives Juice Plus the advantage is we've been on the market for 25 plus years. We've got that much research. Nobody's going to catch up to us. And a lot of people will say they've got research, but what they have is structure function research, meaning we know broccoli helps fight against cancer. Our product has broccoli in it, therefore our product fights cancer. That's called structure function. We don't talk like that. We don't even go there. What we talk about is actual research on our product. That is a huge advantage. And I'm here to tell you, no one holds a candle to Juice Plus, and we need to drive home that point. So that's an advantage. And we provide support for the value behind Juice Plus. So use advantage in that way. We're going to circle back around. I want to hear from anyone else with any of these words as you're thinking through what sentence you would use that word with. Next one is amazing. You kind of got to be careful. We don't want to oversell anything, but what he was talking about was amazing tugs at your emotions. If someone says, oh my gosh, I've got the most amazing news. Wow, suddenly you are all eyes and ears on that person. So we don't want to overuse this, but at the same time, we want to use it. And I was thinking, how would I use amazing? How about it's amazing to see the impact Juice Plus has had on so many of my customers down through the years. I could blow your hair off your head when I tell you some of my customers' stories. And I'd pick one and tell them a great customer story. I'm sitting here looking at Karen Farrell's face. Karen Farrell has one of the most amazing stories. And Wednesday night, you guys load up our call. We're going to do another generational call, and we get to hear Karen Farrell's story, and we also are going to hear Caitlin Cobb's stories, both product and business. So I would use amazing and say, oh my gosh, you've got to join us on Wednesday night call to hear Karen Farrell. She has the most amazing story. She had 8 autoimmune diseases, and the impact that Juice Plus has had on her is just amazing. I'm giving myself goosebumps. But your story is amazing, Karen. Okay, avoid. How would you use the word avoid? You know, if you feel like you've avoided something, you know, that's a good feeling. All of these are good feeling words. Here's a sentence. You're able to avoid the mommy guilt of your kids not eating enough fruits and vegetables. You know when you know they should be eating them and they're not, you're able to avoid that guilt feeling. I remember that feeling. And go back and help them feel what you've experienced already and how you are able to avoid something. You know, and then after you talk about what you're avoiding, also make sure you emphasize, but here's what you're gaining. Here's what you're gaining. I'm avoiding guilt and I'm gaining peace of mind. As a young mom with 2 kids, you know, under 2 and a husband that traveled from Monday to Friday, you know, I was exhausted, but at the same time, Juice Plus made it easy, and I was able to avoid that mommy guilt when I didn't necessarily get dinner on the table. So think through what's a great sentence for you to use to incorporate that word avoid. Because, ooh, I love this one. It's because I don't use this one. I may use some of those other ones, but I don't know because. But he said, when you use the word because, you increase the compliance of whatever you're trying to get them to do by 35%. 35%. So how about this? Because we know how crucial fruits and vegetables are in maintaining our healthy immune system, Juice Plus just makes sense. Wow. Because I'm giving you the reason. This is why we started taking Juice Plus 20 years ago. Because I know how crucial fruits and vegetables are, and because I know we aren't eating them like we should. And I'm even, you know, I'm hyper focused on it. So using the word because will increase the compliance of whatever you're trying to get someone to do by 35%. How about first? Boy, do we have a good lead in to using the word first. Juice Plus was the first to hit the market with an encapsulated fruit and vegetable and a fruit and vegetable capsule. We see many copycats out there, but we are, and I kind of already said this, I'm mixing my words together, but we're 20 years ahead of anyone else in regard to our research and technology. I mean, people love to feel like they've gotten in on something that's exclusive. And so, you know, I think my husband works at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A was the first restaurant ever to make the chicken sandwich. Their kind of tagline is, we didn't invent the chicken, but we invented the chicken sandwich. You know, we didn't invent a capsule, but we invented the first capsule packed full of fruits and vegetables. You know, so use that idea about Juice Plus. Because I think first we are the pioneers when it comes to whole food nutrition in a capsule and gummy form. And we're light years in front of everyone, and we need to tout that. The next word, fix. I knew we needed to up our nutritional game, but juicing just wasn't doing it. Juice Plus fixed that problem for us. So what you're doing is you're providing a solution and telling them how Juice Plus fixed that solution for you. So I knew we weren't getting the nutrition. I knew as a mom, we needed to get that into our family, and we were trying to juice, but that wasn't a good fix. That wasn't a good solution because we weren't consistent with it. But Juice Plus helped us become consistent with our nutrition. All right, free. Who doesn't like something for free? And here's what I love about Juice Plus. We give it away, but we never discount. And you know what? Chick-fil-A is, my husband works from home, so I'm here in Chick-fil-A all the time. But Chick-fil-A, you will never see a discount on Chick-fil-A food. And why is that? The value. When we start discounting, sorry, I'm seeing my internet was unstable. When we start discounting our product, what happens is it reduces value. And so the fact that Juice Plus never tries to discount our product, to me, is just like Chick-fil-A. It is valuable, and we're not going to take any of that value away. But because we're the company that we are, we will create goodwill and give you the product. Same is true for Juice Plus. You'll never get a coupon, but you'll get a card to get a free Chick-fil-A. Big difference, big feel in the difference. So how would I use the word free? One of the things that sets Juice Plus apart is the free product we offer through our family health study. And I'll continue that conversation by saying, imagine that a company believes that much in their product, they're willing to give it to our customers' kids for free because we know the impact it's going to have on them. Everybody loves to get something for free. So utilize that terminology and even go into the fact that we won't discount our product, but we want to create a bond with our customers so that they will be with us 10, 15, 20 years from now. Okay, the last one on this page anyway, I don't know. Do not, if you're new, do not be afraid to say you don't know the answer to something. Because he talks about what happens is when we come forth and say, you know what, I don't know the answer to that question, but I have access to so many medical professionals. Let me get back to you with an answer. What have I just done? I've created credibility and built trust with that person. We're not, what I just said is I care more about you than making the sale. People don't get it and they feel it. Not only do they mentally get it, they feel it. That's a feeling they're going to walk away with is, I trust. I'm looking at Dale's face on here. Your beautiful face, Dale. They're walking away thinking, wow, Dale didn't try to sell me something. She really cares about me. She wants me to get all my questions answered. Okay, next, imagine. Do you remember we talked about Amy Porterfield probably about a year ago talking about future pacing? Imagine what you want them looking down the road at their health. Can you imagine the impact on your health if you were to eat 30 raw fruits and vegetables every day over the next 5 years? What do you think would happen? And then this is my hard part. I got to learn to shut up and let them answer. What do you think would happen? So what we're doing is helping them see, what if you didn't add 30 raw fruits and vegetables to your diet every day? Where do you think your health would be in 5 years? So get them thinking, but use that word imagine. I like that. I love the word imagine. We all, you think about, and I can't think of the terminology, but when I hear the word imagine, I think of Disney. Am I the only one? There's got to be a tagline about that, I think. So imagine, it's fun to imagine. Future pace, where you want them to go. Now, using the word now, how would creating residual income stream benefit you right now? And then shut up for a minute. That's what I have a hard time with. We'll ask the question and then let them answer. Because what you're doing, using that word now, is you're creating urgency. How would creating a residual income stream benefit you right now? Save. Because now, and after I was thinking about kind of going back to Chick-fil-A and then looking at Juice Plus of these brands that are first to market, and neither one of them, and I'm comparing them because that's what's in my world, neither one of them discount a product. So how can you utilize the word save without discounting the product? going back to the family health study, and just what you're doing is just changing it into another thought. Now here I'm using because again, so you're getting a double whammy with the word because and save. Because you're able to utilize the family health study program, you can save $25.50 a month. That's a big savings. And I don't know of another company out there who offers a program like our family health study. So you're making it exclusive, you're using the word because, you're using word save. So, not only what we need to do is really get these words in our vocabulary and pepper them through all of our sentences, and we're just going to increase our if we typically get 3 out of 10 people respond to us sharing Juice Plus, what if we got it up to 6 people out of 10? And so utilizing these words and this verbiage, I think, can definitely increase our return. Last one there, simple. Juice Plus is a simple solution for a complex problem we have in America today. And when I think of simple, I go back to Dr. Delia Garcia, who was an oncologist, and she did a DVD many years ago called A Simple Solution. Love that DVD. And, as I think about that word simple, I'm going to go back to her. Here she is an oncologist talking to people. Imagine having cancer. There's nothing simple about dealing with that. And yet, help us, whether we are sick or healthy, it's a simple way to get a boatload of nutrition in our body and really be proactive with our health. Okay, last 2, unique. I love the word unique because it makes you feel special. What makes Juice Plus unique is the enormous body of research that's been completed on it over the last 27 years. Nobody can come close to catching up with us. People love to feel like they're special. I don't care who you are, how great of a confidence level you have, everyone loves to feel special. And we want people to realize how special Juice Plus is, how unique Juice Plus is. This isn't another run of the mill. This Juice Plus is set apart from usually I use the terminology set apart, but I like the word unique, and I'm going to start incorporating that. And then lastly, I know what you mean. We as moms have to stick together and help each other out when we find a great life hack like Juice Plus that will make life so much easier for us. Get people to feel as if you're in this boat together and you want to be in the mud puddle with them. So if they're struggling with a health issue, they're struggling getting nutrition into their kids, they're struggling getting their husband to eat right, they're struggling getting their husband to work out, whatever it is, get in the mud puddle with them, splash around, feel, use that, wow. So you're worried about your husband because he travels all the time. Man, I can relate to that. My husband usually travels, Tuesday to Thursday every month. And I hate looking at the receipts he brings home because he doesn't always make the best choices. Get in the mud puddles. In any way you can align yourself with them, do so. Using that we brings them into our community and brings them where you want them to be so that it's a conversation between the two of you. Okay, so I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna do popcorn. I'm gonna look at everyone. And so everyone put your thinking caps on. You can either comment on what you heard or give us, I'm hearing back. Okay, claw there. Okay, let me call on someone. Who do I want to pick on? Jelaine, I'm going to pick on you. Give us either you didn't, wait a minute, we can't hear you. You're on, okay. So give us a word that you use that you feel is a good word, or if you use one of these words, And or if you got a sentence that you can share with us, or maybe comment on one of those sentences.
I would
Not to
say
put you on the spot.
I would say amazing. I would say that I
Amazing.
have the most amazing product to be able to offer to you that will transform your health. And it's 30 fresh fruits, wholes, and vegetables in the capsule. And that's where I would start. That this is just an amazing product.
And my guess would be you would follow it up with your own personal story. Am I right? Yep.
Yes.
Good. So it sounds like you used the word amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I love it. Who else? Erin, you're jumping close to the screen. Give us a sentence. Give us your thoughts.
Lately, I've been saying this is the most effective, easy, most affordable thing that I can do for my health.
I like it. So I think we had 14 words. Add another 15. I like effective. All right. Linda, what you got? Linda's always got good verbiage.
Okay, well, if the child is over 13 or over, it's always a good thing. So it's like buying one, getting one free. You're going to save $51 a month, and everybody likes the bargain.
Buy one, get one. Love it. Love it. Okay. I don't know who Denise is. Denise, welcome to the call. Are you on there? All right. Well, since you're new, we won't pick on you. I have a tendency to pick on people. Stacy, what you got? You always got great verbiage.
If you hear a screaming child, it's fine. It's just a Monday at the Whitmer house. I say, first of all, I love these. And I think that they're powerful by themselves, but when we can put them together, they're probably even stronger. Mm-hmm. Right. So I was like thinking about the word, first of all, the word avoid. I was like, wait a minute, how is that a positive? But I love how you spun it and you were like, you get to avoid not having that mommy guilt. Right. I think that there's so much that we can do with these words collectively to make it so much stronger. So one of the things that I say a ton, because right now I'm really trying to add more team, is I'm asking for like a referral. So, right, I'm asking for that referral base. So a lot of times it's something like, I know you love this, right? If you love this, then I know you love this. Are there people in your life that could benefit from this too? So it's because these are customers or people that have been on it for years and years, and I know you love this. So I want to ask if there are people in your life that could benefit from this too. So that's kind of how I'm trying to create that referral base. Our world is very different now. The way that we are building our business is different. I've been doing this 6 years, and I started building my business with vendor events. So I got to talk to people. I would do 2 to 3 vendor events a month. I would have 30 plus leads every month that I was working with. I mean, I was doing that pretty much until my niece got sick. And now I don't have that anymore. So Elaine, you and I talked about it. We've got to try to find new ways to open up our networks and invite people in. And I think the word invite is another key word, right? Is that invitation. Here's an invitation for you to invite people into our world. I think that we have to change some of our verbiage, like you just are sharing, so that we can open our networks and build beyond where we are now. And I think this verbiage is important, but the referral piece, and I know you love this. Let's, talk about sharing it. That's another thing I've been using a lot lately. So
I love that, Stacy. And I think what triggered in my mind is using that term, you love this. A lot of times we don't necessarily even think about loving something or appreciating a product or seeing value in something until someone draws it out in us. And of course, someone loves it if they've been on it that many years or several years, but maybe they've never even thought about it. So what we're doing is we're drawing attention to the positive that maybe they haven't even thought of. So great verbiage. I love that.
And even to piggyback off of that, Elaine, is when you're following up, when you're doing follow-up, right? This is some of the verbiage. I use it all the time. especially when someone is reaching out to you, right? Someone's reached out to you a bunch of times and they're super excited, and then you don't hear back. A lot of times the verbiage I use, I mean, not all, I mean, all the time is, I know how excited you were to get started, right? So you're putting it back on them. I know how excited you were to get started. I'm just here to help. Let me know when you're ready. So it's like, putting the ball in their court, because if they're reaching out to you, if you're looking for that follow-up, there's a reason, right? I know how excited you were to get started, because maybe you have that answer because your kids are sick all the time. Your children have digestive issues, whatever it may be. I know how excited you were to get started, and I can't wait to help you get started too. I'm here when you're ready. That follow-up verbiage I think is important too, because it puts it back on them. That's right. I was excited. Let me remind myself that I was, and then it just pulls them in differently.
I love that. I think what we may do is just keep doing this about 3 weeks in and switching it up between, okay, this is kind of attracting prospects, then it may be talking to customers, attracting partners, and just keep maybe following through with the same format, is finding words in each one of those categories that we use to move people in the right direction. So I'm kind of excited about, and hadn't thought that much about really, but what I did realize is, because sometimes we're like, okay, I don't know quite what to say. If we have a word, it's easy to structure a sentence around a word. So having the words already identified was like, oh my gosh, I can come up with the sentences, the questions when someone throws a word out. So maybe we'll just repeat this next week, whole new set of words, but do it toward either while we're talking to customers who've left, or while we're reaching out to a prospective partner. So anyway, okay, we're at 1 o'clock. We're going to take 5 minutes to do a little planning. And Brenda, if you want to stop the recording, that would be great. Okay,